The beauty of forgetting. What does the Master tell us? Nature has mercifully arranged the principle of forgetting, as well as the principle of memory. Yes, you will always, and always, and always remember everything. You will see it. You'd be like a piece of paper that's been painted over and over, and painted over and over again, until there was no room left and you couldn't tell the difference between one thing and another. It's like when a group of people start shouting and making noises, and they shout at each other until soon you can't hear anyone. So, in this way, your memories become screams, and nature mercifully arranges for everything to be erased, and you start again. You see, it doesn't matter what form you start in, whether you start over as a human being, or as a fruit fly, a butterfly, or a beetle, or a bird. You feel the same way you feel now. Here the Master invites us to consider how forgetfulness, far from being a weakness, is actually a gift from nature that allows us to move forward and experience life with freshness. He is referring to the saturation of memory. Imagine a canvas that is never cleaned, where each experience is superimposed on the previous one. Over time, that canvas would become a confusing mass of indistinguishable colors. This is how our mind would work without forgetting. A student who remembers every detail of every class from kindergarten to college would not be able to distinguish the important from the trivial. A person who vividly remembered every upset, every hurtful word, every moment of embarrassment, would live overwhelmed by the weight of these memories. The Master also compares remembering everything to deafening noise. For example, trying to listen to an important conversation in the middle of a crowd where everyone is talking at the same time. Trying to concentrate on a thought while the television, the telephone, and the alarm are ringing at the same time. Without forgetting, our memories would be like an endless symphony where all the notes sound simultaneously, preventing us from perceiving the present clearly. The Master teaches us that nature, in its wisdom, allows us to wipe the slate clean and start over. After a broken heart, we gradually forget the intensity of the pain, allowing us to love again. After a failure, the passage of time softens the shame, allowing us to try again. It teaches us that the experience of starting over is universal to all living things. Just like us, the butterfly does not remember its time as a caterpillar, but continues its life cycle. The tree that loses its leaves in autumn does not remember its previous foliage when new leaves sprout in spring. Every sunrise represents a new beginning for all creatures, regardless of their form or complexity. The Master invites us to see forgetting not as a loss, but as a space that opens up for new experiences, allowing us to live fully in the present, without being perpetually tied to the past. What things to remember, or what things to keep in mind? The Master would probably not say that we should forget everything, but he would emphasize the importance of not clinging to memories. For him, the problem is not so much remembering or forgetting, but our attachment to past experiences and how this attachment distances us from the present. The Master often spoke about how we live too much in our heads, caught between memories of the past and anticipations of the future, thus losing the direct experience of the now. Excessive accumulation of memories can prevent us from experiencing the present with freshness. One of the central ideas of all the teachings he left us was the Zen notion of no mind, a state in which we are not dominated by constant thoughts, including memories, but open to direct experience. In this sense, you could say that forgetting is a natural form of no mind that allows us to experience the world unburdened by all our previous interpretations. It's not that we have to consciously decide what to forget, but rather trust that nature itself has a system for preserving what is truly meaningful while freeing up mental space for new experiences. The master would probably see the natural process of remembering and forgetting as part of the flow of life, not as something we must consciously control, but as something we must trust in, just as we trust our body to breathe without having to think about it. He would invite us to a lighter, less controlling relationship with our memory, seeing both remembering and forgetting as natural aspects of our experience that do not need to be micromanaged. Nature seems to have designed our memory to serve both survival and meaning. We do not remember everything with equal intensity, but rather our brain prioritizes what has the greatest emotional charge or relevance to our continuity as human beings. It is a complex ecosystem where certain elements naturally acquire greater prominence, creating a landscape of memory where what is truly meaningful, whether for pleasure or survival, finds its place. Thanks for joining me. See you in the next video.